told that that was not going to be possible. It was so beautiful out there. I began thinking about what Beaton had done. He brought flower backdrops into the palace, and I had never really noticed the backdrops before. They sort of go out of focus. I'm sorry, it's a little dark. Lighting, it's all the lighting. I began thinking about what Beaton had done. He brought flower backdrops into the palace, and I never really noticed the backdrops before. They sort of go out of focus. I realized that I could do something similar digitally. I decided to photograph the garden and the trees behind the palace for a backdrop. The morning of the shoot, the Queen came walking down the hall very purposely. She was definitely a force. This was all being taped by the BBC for a documentary. I would never have agreed to them being there if I had felt I had any choice. But they had been following her around for months. Their microphone picked up her saying, "I've had enough of dressing like this, thank you very much." And she marched down the hall. And later, when segments of footage for the BBC were edited for a promotional film, it appeared as if the Queen were stomping out of the photo session rather than going into it. The Queen was about 20 minutes late, which we thought was a little strange, and she had a tiara on. That was not the plan. It was supposed to be added later. The dresser knew that. The Queen started saying, "I don't have much time. I don't have much time." I knew how tight everything was, and I asked her if she would remove the tiara. I used the word crown, which was a faux pas. I said that it looked a little dressy. She said, "Too dressy? What do you think this is?" Well, I thought she was being funny, English humor. But I noticed that the dresser and everyone else who had been working with her were staying about 20 feet away from her. So right after we finished, I went up to the press secretary and said how much I loved the Queen, how feisty she was. And later, I mentioned to a couple of friends that she had been a little bit cranky, but it was nothing unusual. What was remarkable about the shoot, and I wrote the Queen a note about this later, was something the BBC missed: her resolve, her devotion to duty. She stayed until I said it was over, until I said thank you.